All right, so I will go ahead and open the floor for events, activities, whatever y'all want to share with the group that you've got going on.
So I'll go first. This is Tia with Carter County Drug Prevention. So we are working on putting together an overdose awareness day on August the 31st. So we're going to have it at the Covered Bridge Park in Elizabethton, running from about 6 to 8 in the evening. Some of the things that we really need right now is that we need people to come and set up tables. So we have a good amount already signed up. But I'm going to put my email in the chat. So if you or your organization would like to come and set up a table and serve the community, so we'll have the local treatment centers come out. And we're also looking for people who would like to serve food. So we'll have ice cream and a couple food trucks. So if you know anybody that also wants to come and join, please let me know. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ashley Arnold with Tennessee Voices Survivor Connection Program. So on Tuesday at 10 a.m. from 10 to 12, we're having an online bullying training on Eventbrite. It's completely free. It is for the general public. It is also for professionals. So I'm going to put that link in the chat. Feel free to go ahead and sign up, or my information, my email and everything is also in the chat. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email and ask away. So thank you.
I'd like to comment briefly about the success of our conference last Thursday and Friday, Sparking Resilience, how the Northeast Tennessee region can forge a recovery ecosystem for veterans. We covered a lot more than veterans, as several of the folks here will attest. Jillian was part of an excellent startup panel on the role of coalitions. Judy McCook subbed in wonderfully in the medical behavioral social panel, which closed out the conference with all kinds of excitement about moving forward. So that's it.
Thanks, Tony. You did a great job organizing that conference. It was comprehensive and covered lots and lots of really good information. So super grateful for you having it and to be part of it. Anybody else have updates?
I'll go, Jillian. My name is Shauna Johnson. I'm the health educator at the Carter County Health Department. A really impressive update that I have recently is I just finished the National Council for Behavioral Health, Mental Health First Aid instructor training. That's for adults. I'm hoping soon to get the youth training instruction under my belt. But what that means for our community is if you partner with me and I have instructors that I can get to co-instruct with me, I can come and teach mental health first aid to my community partners, to schools, to anybody that needs me. And the grant that this is funded under, if you partner with me, I'll be able to supply the books and materials for that class at no charge as well. So I'll put my contact information in the chat box. If you want me to come do that mental health first aid training to anybody, please reach out and let me know, and we'll see if we can schedule a class.
Shauna, can I put you on the spot for one other thing and ask you to share an update about health departments providing Narcan?
Give me just 1 second. Sorry, I was typing my stuff in there. Absolutely. So now our health departments, all of our local health departments have Narcan and fentanyl test strips. So all you'll need to do is walk into any local health department. That includes Washington County, Carter County, Greene County, Unicoi County, all of our 7 counties in the Northeast. You can simply walk in and ask for some Narcan and you'll receive it, as well as fentanyl test strips. If you don't want to do it like out in the front, in front of everybody, we can take you separately off to the side and kind of, give you those products without handing them to you out in front of public view. And also any of our community working department members, like our chant workers and myself, where we spend more time out in the community than we do at the health department. We actually carry Narcan with us now and those fentanyl test strips. So if you also would like me to get you some Narcan, I can do that as well.
Thanks, Shauna. Anybody else have anything they want to share?
I'll share. I've been sharing in the last 2 meetings about the Elizabethton City School Back to School Bash. It's gonna be July 31st. Anybody that wants to sign up for our resource fair, please do so on our webpage. I'll share it again. But this is the last call if anyone wants to be like a gold sponsorship level and get your name, your organization logo printed on our tote bag. This is the last call for that. Of course, for the other sponsorship levels, we have a little more time. But just wanted to remind everyone of that, and I'll post the webpage in there again. Let me know if you have any questions about the Back to School Bash.
So I'll share a few things we have going on at Carter County Drug Prevention. I mentioned this last meeting, but for anybody that wasn't here last time, we are doing open esports days at Elizabethton Parks and Rec all summer. So Monday, Wednesday, Fridays from 1 to 3, we will have staff in the esports lab at Elizabethton Parks and Rec, and they will be just providing opportunity for kids to play on some games, have some safe, structured, little bit of structured fun. And so if you know kiddos that are looking for opportunities for something this summer, please share those days. All of June, all of July, we'll be there 3 days a week. We have 3 safe sitter trainings coming up. I think 2 in June and 1 in July. I'll stick the flyer for those 3 in the chat as well. Those classes are something that generally have a $35 charge, but we will never turn anybody away for inability to pay. So if you have any kiddos, we especially like to target kiddos who are, maybe helping with other siblings throughout the summer, or parents who don't have access to great childcare and are using older siblings. And so please spread the word about safe sitter classes. They're on our Facebook page as well, on our Eventbrite. People can go to Eventbrite and sign up at no cost. There's scholarships available on the Eventbrite page. And so please spread the word about that. I'm going to pick on Tia for a second and ask her to share about the Bridge to Shore fundraiser that's coming up in June.
So on June 25th, at the Hickory Tree Grocery Store from 2 to 5, Bridge to Shore is having a fundraiser. So we're going to have just a slow evening of some music. We've got 6 different musicians coming out who are donating their time. And I'll put the flyer in the chat. But we're also serving hot dogs and French fries. We'll have Narcan set up for anybody who needs it. So we just kind of want people to come out and hang out with us and listen to some good music and enjoy a Sunday evening. Bring your own chair. We're trying to get also Hickory Tree Grocery to start having more bands and stuff coming. So if you're interested, we would love to have you. We've also have tickets for sale for it on Eventbrite, and I'll put all of those links in the chat. Thank you, Jillian.
All right, we've also got several things that folks have added to the chat, so make sure you check those out. Anybody else have anything coming up that they want to share before we move on?
Yeah, so this is Lydia with Holston Habitat for Humanity, and today it's a big day in our office. We are today is the first day you can receive an application for our next round of applications that we'll be selecting individuals and families for. So applications are available on our website June 1st through July 6th, and they have to have those back in the office to us on July 17th. We are selecting individuals and families for a 2 to 5 bedroom home to be built in Kingsport, Johnson City, and Bristol, and also a 2 to 3 bedroom home to be built in Elizabethton in the summer or fall of 2024. All of our selection criteria and copies of the application can be found on our website, which I will definitely drop into the chat. And you guys as providers or people that you work with are more than welcome to call the office, and we can answer any questions you or one of your potential clients might have about home ownership through Habitat, or how we can help that way.
CCDP Youth Coalition is also heading out to TN Strong for their yearly TN Strong conference, and it's definitely going to be a great opportunity to teach kids about the warnings of tobacco as well as vaping as we continue to learn about the effects of vaping. And we'll get to do a lot of fun stuff with them because we're going to go to Ruby Falls and take them to Topgolf, something that maybe they aren't able to do, but it's a really great opportunity.
All right, y'all, last call for anything else you've got going on. Okay, well, we will go ahead and start our sharing session. Today, I'm going to mess up your name. I just know it. We have Anissa with CHIPS with us today, who's going to share a little bit more about the Changes Possible program. We're super excited to have her, and I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much. And you got it perfectly correct. I answered to just about anything though at this point. Let me see if I can share my screen. This gives me so much. Okay, it says you've disabled the screen sharing. Is there any way I can share my screen?
Yes, let me. All right, try it now.
Awesome. There we go. Okay, can everybody see that? All righty. Again, my name is Anissa Whitburn, and I am with Changes Possible, or CHIPS. I'm the health and wellness advocate there. And of course, I'd like to mention that there will be some sensitive content. So if anybody has any triggers, anything like that. All right. And we are Changes Possible. We were founded in 1992. It's a domestic violence program and emergency safe house. We service Carter, Greene, and Unicoi counties. Of course, we do take people from other counties, and we've even had them as far away as Nashville. It's just based on need, but those are our primary counties. And there we go. Our mission statement is provide shelter and services to victims of domestic violence and their children that will enable them to begin and maintain a life free of violence. And you'll see more of our mission throughout the presentation as we discuss, our specific services. And we also do this to while providing trauma-informed care. We view each person as an individual and we provide services based on those needs. Each survivor is the expert on their own situation, and each person has their own story and experiences. And we try to make sure to approach our work with that in mind, and we try to be sensitive and respectful to each client's needs. We empower survivors to make their own decisions about their lives and goals, and we help them achieve those goals and help them and provide them with the tools that they need, whether it be a job, a resume to get that job, public benefits, things like that. All right, we're going to discuss domestic violence for a little bit. Domestic violence is a pattern of abusive behavior in any relationship. It's used by one partner to gain or maintain power and control over another partner. Abusive behaviors include emotional, which is isolation, ignoring, threats; sexual, which is rape or forcing sexual acts; physical, choking, strangulation, slapping, kicking, using of a weapon, biting, holding a victim against their will; verbal, as in name calling, put downs, yelling, cruel and hurtful words. And there is also reproductive, digital, and financial abuse. We see a lot more financial abuse right now, where one person works, they don't allow the victim to work so that they can control all of the money. Therefore, they're kind of stuck and isolated. And this is not an all-encompassing list either. All right, some of our facts. On average, nearly 20 people a minute are physically abused by an intimate partner in the United States. In 1 year, this equates to more than 10 million women and men. 1 in 15 children are exposed to intimate partner violence each year, and 90% of those children are eyewitnesses to the violence. Between 21 to 60% of victims of intimate partner violence lose their jobs due to reasons stemming from the abuse. Intimate partner violence accounts for 15% of all violent crime. Women between the ages of 18 and 24 are most commonly abused by an intimate partner. And on a typical day, there are more than 20,000 phone calls placed at the domestic violence hotlines nationwide. And a victim leaves their abuser on average of 7 times before they finally leave for good. All right, who we serve. We serve individuals and families who are experiencing and fleeing domestic violence. Anyone can experience domestic violence regardless of their race, religion, sex, gender. People who are lesbian, gay, and bisexual have an equal or higher prevalence of experiencing intimate partner violence, sexual violence, and stalking as compared to heterosexuals. 1 in 4 men have been physically abused by an intimate partner. 1 in 7 men have been severely physically abused by an intimate partner at some point in their life. And for women of color, higher rates of poverty, poor education, limited job resources, language barriers, and fear of deportation increase their difficulty finding help and support service. And here's some of the ways that CHIPS can help. CHIPS helps the victim obtain all needed identification, legal documentation if they're unable to bring it from their home, because a lot of times they leave with what they have on their back, or if they have children, they grab their children's things and they leave. And we assist them in applying for food stamps, Families First, insurance. We assist in building a resume and their job search. Of course, we provide transportation and so forth, and doing all of that as well. And in finding and setting up needed doctor's appointments, in finding and obtaining needed schooling or daycare, childcare for their children. And we advise the victims about safety precautions, different steps they take to ensure their safety while they're with us, because our shelter is here in Unicoi County. If no other transportation is available, of course, CHIPS transports the client to all their appointments, job interviews, etc. A lot of times we do have clients that come with an automobile, but a lot of times they do not, so they rely on us for transportation. And we also assist the victims, of course, setting up job access. These are some older pictures, but this is the inside of one of our shelters, and we do have 2 now here in Unicoi County. And the walls are no longer yellow, but this gives you kind of an idea, because it is a home. It's not just a building full of beds, which a lot of times our callers will ask us, hey, is this just a big bay with a lot of beds in it? No, it's actually a room, a space. Each bedroom has a keypad and they have their own code to get in their room. So no one else other than staff can get into their room for them. Some more pictures. We also have a little toy room for the children, and that's attached actually to our family room in one of our shelters. All right. We also offer community education, which is what I do. I go out in the community in schools and so forth. I teach everything from cyberbullying, bullying, teen dating violence to domestic violence. And I set up an events and so forth to try to get our message out as well. And we also have a court advocate, but victims advocacy is a victims advocate has a strong focus on providing intervention, prevention, and support services for adults who've experienced violence within intimate relationships. And our court advocate will assist the victim in filling out filings, orders of protection. We refer the victim to Legal Aid of East Tennessee or other affordable attorneys. We also, our legal advocate will help them fill out the paperwork for the OP and get it to legal aid. We'll take care of sending that to them and so forth. We inform the victim of their rights, their victim's compensation if they've had an injury. If they qualified, we assist the victim in applying for that compensation. And if applicable, work with the client and the DA, and we work with the victim to prepare them for their court date, and we accompany them to the hearing. Also, we go out to Carter County, Greene County, and Unicoi County every day that they have orders of protection, those hearings, that even if we're not there with somebody, we will ask if there's someone there that is filing and get their name, their information, and see if there's any questions that they have, or just sit with them, because a lot of times they are alone facing their abuser and they have no one with them. So we will sit with them through the proceedings so that they have somebody there with them. We also offer a rapid rehousing program, and the programs for victims who are currently in a DV shelter. We assist them with a portion of rent, utilities for individuals who are eligible. This varies between each person and the available funding, and it's a good resource for individuals in the shelters as they transfer out of the programs. And they don't necessarily have to have a job for that, but a lot of times, you know, it does help, so that we help them with the rapid rehousing, getting a place to live, having a job to be able to maintain that house once they are able to get it. We also have a thrift store. Proceeds from the purchase at our thrift store is 100% goes back into our Safe House program. Individuals can volunteer with us if they would like. The thrift store is also great when we have clients come in if they're in need of anything, like clothing. Again, sometimes they leave with just the shirt on their back. We provide them with any clothing that they need. And also they can work there for store bucks. And we've had a few who are able to leave and set up an entire apartment full of things that they've been able to get at the thrift store: beds, microwaves, blenders, just about anything. And also when someone is in shelter, we another shot of our thrift store. When we have someone in shelter, we do provide for everything they need, from food, toiletries, and if they have children, their diapers, anything that they could possibly need, we help to provide that for them. And we do have the 24-hour hotline. It's available to anyone in need of emergency assistance, and we are the hotline. There's just a handful of us that work here, and we are the ones answering the phones. We're the ones, you know, helping people. And if we're not in the office, if it's after hours, we do have staff after hours. We have 24-hour, but let's say it's a time like in between, we will come back and help that victim as well. And if referring someone to this number, let them know we do ask a lot of questions, but everything that they share is absolutely confidential. And we can safety plan with someone over the phone. And we, you know, if they are not ready to come to shelter, we give them the safety plans that they need to try to be safe in that home until they can leave. And we also will immediately put them in shelter if they're needed. And that's all I have.
Any questions about Chips or for her?
Where is your thrift store located?
It's actually right here on South Main Avenue in Irwin, right next to the Chips office. We run over there and and help out occasionally and so forth, but it's just right next door. And we do take donations. If anyone has had a yard sale, have things left over, we would gladly take, gently used items to be able to pass those on as well.
Thank you.
Any other questions? And if anyone has any events coming up, I know I've written a few down that they would like for us to set up at, just reach out, let us know, because we would be glad to set up, because we've been able to reach some people in the community, who have been able to take our card or just ask a few questions, and then they've gotten a hold of us later, once they've left the event, maybe a few days after they thought about it. So we're able to help people that way too.
Do you all have any pamphlets that are available?
We absolutely do. Let me see, how was the best way? I can try to add my email address, and I can either send you one that you can print out, or I can come by and drop pamphlets off just about anywhere. Just let me know where.
I will get your email and you can send it to me and I'll print it out for our waiting area. Thank you.
Sure. We also have we have the flyers printed up that have the little Fairway phone numbers. I can also add some of those.
That would be great.
So a couple things. I know the Elizabethton Library could use in their bathrooms some more of the tearaway flyers, if you wouldn't care to run some by there at some point.
Absolutely.
And then I also wanted to ask if you all have any education programs. We do a lot of work with teenagers that are experiencing kind of early dating violence kind of things. And so are there any opportunities for you all to speak to younger groups, or even groups of any age, I guess, really, about domestic violence?
Oh, absolutely. I've gone out into the schools and taught even 3rd and 4th graders about bullying. So we have a program for teen dating violence, cyberbullying, bullying, anything like that. So just let me know when and where.
Thank you.
Sure.
Any more questions for her? All right, thank you for sharing with us and for being
Thank you so
here.
much for having me.
If you'll make sure your information is in the chat so folks can reach out to you as they need to, that will be great.
I've got it in there.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, before we move into our committees, does anybody else have anything they want to share? Okay, well, I'm gonna ask, so little update, we are gonna dissolve Committee B for the time being. We have struggled for about the past, 2 years now, to keep a leader for that group, to get folks actively engaged in that group. And so for now, we're going to dissolve Committee B and just have Committee A, which is our Substance Use Committee, and Committee C, which is our Data Collection Committee. So I wanted to ask if Emily and Tia, if y'all would share just very briefly about what your committees are doing and what you're working on, so that if folks wanted to join you, they could.
So in Committee A, we're going to be really talking about the Overdose Awareness Day. And so I'm going to ask more people to volunteer to set up tables, and then also a little bit more hands on deck today.
And Committee C, like she said, is the Data and Assessment Committee. We're really focusing just on the community health assessment process, since we're in the middle of collecting data for that right now, and kind of letting Tyler, our health council coordinator, lead us this time. And then we just follow our strategic plan of trying to work on our website and kind of get data build up and get some things for members that we can all access. So that's what we do in Committee C.
All right, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and open up our breakout rooms and you're welcome to join either one you want. We will not come back together after breakout rooms, so you're free to leave as soon as your committees are finished. Thanks.